So, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji. Yesterday, in one of the sessions, I touched on this question, or this question was explored: what's the meaning of life? And we didn't have enough time to explore this idea, and so meaning of life, purpose of life, and the search for enlightenment or whatever we may say, they're kind of interrelated. Okay, they're interrelated. So the first question is, does life has meaning? Does your life have meaning? What do you reckon, Perry? Does it have meaning?
I used to think it had a different type of meaning, a tick box
Okay.
kind of meaning.
Okay.
But I think the older I got, the more I kind of started meditating and stuff, I kind of realised that nothing really means, nothing has the value that I thought it did. It's all perception.
Okay. All right. So we can deduce from that we build relationships and we give those relationships meaning, don't we? This is my friend, this is my this is my that, this is my other. Now, what needs meaning? What's actually looking for that meaning? If you ask yourself, when a child is born, first maybe 4 or 5 years, does it have a meaning? Does it seek a meaning? No, just lives. Flowers, trees, stars, earthworms. Do they seek meaning? No, they just live. And when we enforce a particular condition on us, the meaning of life means I must be enlightened. I have to find God. Or I've got the responsibility to save the world, or whatever it is, whatever meaning it is. You will find that meaning is nothing more than just strengthening your ego. That's all it is. The very person who gives you meaning today becomes meaningless in a few years' time. Remember those meaningful friends we had? Where are they? Those we couldn't live without? Where are they? So where does meaning go? So from this we can understand meaning is our perception, what we give life perception. But then the question still arises, what we're doing here. So what's the purpose? What's the purpose? And we can apply that same question to a flower. What's the purpose of a daffodil? To be a daffodil. Not to try and be a lily, not to try and be a rose or a trans rose. Oh, you could have a whole plant thing going on that. No, it is what it is. It is what it is. This to be, the wanting, the desire, creates our barrier. That's the bit that will not let you go forward. And the reality of all of this stuff that you're doing and I am doing is to come back to the same place and to realize nothing needed to be done because it was always as it needed to be. So, within that context, we begin to recognize that meaning is subjective. Okay? So, now let's put this together with the notion of love. Okay. So, the notion of love, we can break it into 3 parts. Yeah? Because love happens to be something meaningful for people. Yeah? But we need to know what we mean by that. So, the first love thing is when the ego drops and your beloved becomes the pedestal. We've all been there one way or another. Yeah? Could do with a human being, could be doing with a child, whatever. And that's one kind of love. And in that love, an ego is required. because the beloved is more than you. So an ego is required. And hence, the game begins. Now, if this love, and this is called falling in love, that's a giveaway. Falling. What falls? What falls? Still there. It's the ego. That's what falls. This is your first insight into what it means to live. First insight, just like a glimpse. But we take it to be real. We take it to be whole. We take it to be all that there is. And we want to hold on to it. We want to make it permanent. And reality is nothing is permanent. So this is one mistake we make. Out of that comes resentment and all this other dynamic, which that very falling in love becomes almost like falling in resentment, falling in taking an individual for granted. That which was indispensable becomes dispensable. How can it change so quickly? Because of the ego. Yeah? Because of the ego. No ego likes to be trapped. And this creates a trap. And then therefore the ego reacts to that trap. So this is like the falling bit. Then there is being in love. So middle ground. Yeah? Middle ground. Being in love. Where you're not falling, but there is a loving relationship. An equality, a commitment to purpose, a commitment to enable the other to fulfill whatever purpose that they have. A commitment to enable the other to fulfill that. And if that means that they don't want to be with you, that too is okay. Because if you love, then you need to be able to let go. Where you have to direct your love. You need something to direct. An individual, a community, a religion, a God, or something. You need something. Strange, isn't it? That we're so hung up, we are only going to find love in the external, that we fail to look at the self. Now, the third stage in love, so falling in love, being in love, right? That's a bit of a maturity. Love path, those mature into that, then can be ready for the next bit, the third bit. No longer a being, it's no longer a falling, but it's a state of lovingness. Doesn't matter. Could be the cat, could be the dog, could be the wife, could be the beloved. But it's an act of loving. No one is more than the other. And it's not because you want to do it. It's because it's matured into that. Unconditional, mothers know this. Unconditional, non-judgmental, but a subjective being. Something that goes from within yourself. And that allows the relationship of evolution. Because in reality, since everything is change, you have two choices. Resist change or align with change. If you align with change, sooner or later you will realize there is no birth, there is no death. The wave comes and the wave goes. It's a realization. It's not intellectual. It's a realization. Oh, I get it now. It's that. And in order to get there, enlightenment say, we have to stop wanting to get there. That is the barrier. So in meditation, there are two qualities which become your pillars. And you become aware of them. And by becoming aware of them, you begin to realize the ocean part of yourself, the watery part of yourself, not the wave part of yourself, that which your essence is. And those two qualities are a feeling of stability. Everything is stable and everything is steady. Grounded, but aware. Everything around you can move as it wants to move, and it will. And you can only know change if you are still in yourself. And in knowing that, you will realize there is no life and there is no death. And in knowing that, we begin to know or become what it means to be loving. Because this life is an expression of that, provided we stop doing things, wanting to do things. Just allow ourselves to be without the barrier or the desire to be or become something. You're enough. You're perfect in your imperfections, absolutely perfect. And trying to improve your perfection is like giving existence a slap and saying you know better. Yeah? Never works out. To a lie. And meditation, when it gets towards the heart, is about that alignment. And which reminds us, shall we get there? Let's go. Push your band kar denge. Perry's going to sleep. Okay. All right. So and as we go through our meditation, we are going to see a few reflections to start becoming aware, to begin to merge life between what we would call mundane and the profound. So, as you close your eyes, close your mouth, straighten your back, pull your shoulders back. Draw slow, deep breath in, bringing your focus to yourself. And taking this moment to first reflect that there is a you, that you exist. And you can only know this moment through your existence. And taking this moment to recognize that you are a product of your mother. In fact, there is nothing that you claim to be yours. So this body is a product of your mother and the father. And both of them are a product of those behind them. As you take your next breath in, notice your back. Pull your chin in so you notice the back of your neck stretching. And move your focus now to your chair or your seat, whatever you're sitting on. And let's just take a moment to ground ourselves. Again, recognizing that the ground beneath you is the only place that can hold you. And it exists. Notice that you're supported, and if you were to let go, you're not going to go anywhere. From those sensations where your body makes contact with your seat, allow your awareness to move up. And becoming aware of our thigh, our hips, pelvis, and then gently moving our awareness down our thighs. So all we're doing is simply scanning, noting the sensations that exist there. We don't need to remember them, we just need to note them. From your knees, you move down to your ankles. Notice your feet. And then moving to the soles of your feet. Bringing your focus back to the seat. Again, remind yourself how stable, steady, and held you are in that place. Notice the back, and we begin to scan the back, moving our focus from our lower back towards our middle back. From our middle back, we move up towards our shoulder blades. Notice the shoulders. Notice if there's any sensation, tightness. All you need to do is just locate it. No stories, no judgment. Moving your awareness down from your shoulders to your elbows. From your elbows to your wrists. Notice the palms of your wrists. Notice the fingers. Gently bring your focus now towards your eyes. Becoming aware of the darkness. Recognizing that you are aware, or there is awareness. There isn't a you to be aware, there's just awareness. And then as you breathe out, allow this part of the body to soften and relax. Bringing your focus to your mouth. Begin to notice the sensations within your mouth. Notice your tongue. And as you breathe out, allow your face to soften and relax. On your next breath in, once again, become aware of your body as best as you can. Now bringing your focus a bit deeper. On your next breath in, bringing your awareness to your inner space. And by that we mean our thoughts, and we mean our feeling, our sense of our current feeling. So begin with your thoughts. Focusing, bringing your focus towards your mental state. What kind of thoughts are there, if any? Where have your focus been today? What's your story been today? Reminding yourself of the thoughts that you've been having. Bring your focus now a bit towards your chest, holding it at the center of your chest. allowing your awareness to gently rest on the front of your chest, watching the chest move as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And you may notice that there are subtle sensations that are associated with the movement of your chest. See if you can notice them. And then bringing our focus a bit deeper into ourselves, holding it at the center of ourselves. And as you hold your awareness there, you will begin to pick up how you feel in the current moment. Does it feel comfortable, the present moment? Does it feel settled? Does it feel uncomfortable and unsettled? And on your next breath out, open your awareness to all the sounds around you. And you'll notice how this moment exists as this bell exists. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose, making a commitment to yourself to hold it there as best as you can. Watch the breath as it moves in and as it moves out. When you find that your focus has drifted, you've started thinking about something, or a sound has distracted you, gently but firmly, bringing your focus back, watching the breath as it moves in and as it moves out. The breath is your anchor. It's your support. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. And as you relax, the breath begins to flow by itself. Watching the in-breath coming in, watching the out-breath going out. Notice that your breath has 4 parts to it. In-breath that comes in, stops, there's a gap. Out-breath that goes out, stop, there's a gap. See if you can notice these 4 parts of your breath. Stay with your breath. Notice how regular the breath is. The in-breath becoming the out-breath becoming the in-breath. And this breath isn't something that you're generating. In fact, the breath is breathing in you. Stay with your breath. Moving your focus now towards your out-breath. Following it as best as you can, all the way till the end. And as you follow your out-breath, you will notice your body begins to relax a little bit further. Alert, allowing each out-breath to move you closer and deeper into the moment of now. See if you can notice the gap at the end of your out-breath before the in-breath begins. Stay with your breath. Moving all the way till the end of your breath. Notice the gap before the in-breath begins. Present. Notice how your breath feels now. Notice the speed of your breath. Notice if your breath feels long or if it feels short. Does your breath feel smooth? Or does it feel rough? Does your breath feel cold or does it feel warm? And then finally, does your breath have a sound? Listening to the in-breath as it comes in, listening to the out-breath as it goes out. It is the listening that takes us towards the silence. As best as you can, listening to the in-breath as it comes in, listening to the out-breath as it goes out. The deeper you go into the moment of now. Does the in-breath sound the same as the out-breath? Does the start of the in-breath sound the same as the end of the in-breath? Listening. And on your next breath out, with the same intent, you begin to listen to all the sounds around you, allowing them to you. Allowing the sound of the bell to move you deeper into the silence. Notice your experience. Notice there's just one of you that's having the experience that it's having. Notice that while you are still, steady, stable, everything around you is moving. The breath, the heart, the blood, all that's around you is moving. Notice that you're still. Your thoughts come and go, your emotions come and go. This moment continues to be the next and the next. Notice the absence of time. The absence of age. The absence of gender. The absence of fear, the absence of hate. Once again, just using the bell to explore your experience. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose and just sit with your breath. Allowing everything to find its balance. Once the breath has found its balance, everything within the body begins to balance. Next breath out, expanding your awareness to include your body. Bring your focus to your chair or your seat. Notice you're still in the same place you began. Grounded, embedded in the moment of now. You can sense your thighs, moving your focus from your knees down to your ankles, gently becoming aware of your body. Notice your ankles. Notice your feet. Notice the soles of your feet. Coming back to the chair again, or the seat. Notice how still the body feels. Gently move your awareness, gently from lower back all the way up to the shoulder blades. Becoming aware of your back, shoulders, arms, hands. Bring your focus to your eyes. Notice they're still closed. Mouth is still closed. And your face is relaxed. Bringing your focus back to your breath. And now as the breath comes in, we begin to sense our body. And as the breath goes out, we sense our body. Grounding ourselves. Breathing in, sensing your body. Breathing out, sensing your body. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes.